Again, welcome you all in the third lecture of SYBSc Chemistry paper 2nd. In the first lecture, we have started chapter number 4, it is alkyl and aryl halides. And we have seen the classification of alkyl halides, nomenclature of alkyl halides, their synthesis, their reactions like SN1 reaction, SN2 reaction and SNI reaction. Now in this lecture, we are going to see the reactions of alkyl halides. Alkyl halides generally undergo the different substitution reactions or elimination reactions, Wurtz reactions, formation of Grignard reagent. These are some reactions of alkyl halides. We will start with substitution reaction. As already we know that what is substitution reaction. When one of the atom or group of atom in the substrate is replaced by the atom or group of atom from the reagent, it is known as substitution reactions. Now we will start with the first reagent. When alkyl halide is treated with any aqueous alkali, that means the action of aqueous alkali is hydrolysis. When alkyl halide is refluxed with aqueous alkali, that means KOH or NaOH, or in presence of moist silver oxide, it is get converted into an alcohol. For that, we will take the example of ethyl bromide or bromoethane. Bromoethane. When it is treated with aqueous alkali, that means aqueous KOH, and we know that KOH dissociates into K plus and OH minus. This OH minus acts as a nucleophile and it attacks on electron deficient carbon, and removal of this leaving group Br minus takes place, and we get the product CH3 CH2OH, ethanol, plus KBr is the byproduct. Again, second example, CH3 CH2 CH2Br 1 bromopropane is treated with aqueous KOH. Same reaction will take place here. This bromine is a leaving group. It is replaced by a nucleophile OH minus, and we get the product. It is CH3 CH2 CH2OH plus KBr. It is 1 propanol. Same reaction is given by when we react alkyl halide with silver oxide. Same reaction will take place. This halogen atom is replaced by OH group nucleophile, and we get the alcohol as a product. Now we will see what kind of reaction does this silver oxide gives. Reaction is same. Methyl CH3 CH2Br bromoethane when treated with silver oxide. Same reaction will take place. This bromine is a leaving group and this OH is a nucleophile. This bromine atom is replaced by this OH group, and we get the product with respective alcohol plus AgBr. It is ethanol. It is the first reaction of alkyl halide. In the second reaction, we will see action of potassium cyanide KCl. When alkyl halide is reheated with potassium cyanide, that means KCN, it undergoes the reaction and formation of alkyl cyanide or alkyl nitrile takes place. Like this, CH3, CH2, Br, bromo, ethane on reaction with alcoholic solution of KCl. Alcoholic solution. Same, it dissociates into K plus and Cn minus. This Cn minus acts as a nucleophile. It attacks on electron deficient carbon and removal of this leaving group Br minus takes place and we get the product. It is CH3, CH2, Cn plus KBr is the byproduct. It is ethyl cyanide or it is ethyl nitrile. Second example, CH3, CH2, 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 Br. 1 bromo butane. When it is treated with alcoholic solution of potassium cyanide, same reaction will take place. This Cn minus acts as a nucleophile. It attacks on electron deficient carbon and removal of this leaving group Br minus and the product is CH3, CH2, 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 Cn plus KBr is the byproduct and it is an butyl cyanide or nitrile. Okay. The next reaction we will see here. It is action of silver cyanide. When alkyl halides are treated with alcoholic solution of silver cyanide AgCN, formation of alkyl isocyanide or alkyl isonitrile takes place like this. Same CH3, CH2, Br, any alkyl halide, it is bromo ethane when treated with alcoholic solution of silver cyanide, and then formation of CH3, CH2 and C plus AgBr. It is ethyl isocyanide or nitrite like this. Again, second example, 1 bromopropane. 1 bromopropane when treated with alcoholic solution of silver cyanide, formation of respective isocyanide, that means CH3, CH2, CH2 and C, propyl isocyanide takes place plus AgBr. Next reaction it is action of ammonia. When alkyl halides are treated with alcoholic solution of ammonia, then formation of amines, primary amines takes place like this. Any alkyl halide, for example, we will take is bromoethane. Is treated with ammonia, alcoholic solution of ammonia. We know that nitrogen has a lone pair of electron, therefore it can act as a nucleophile. This lone pair of electron attacks on electron deficient carbon and this removal of the leaving group Br minus takes place and we get the product is CH3, CH2, NH2 plus HBr is the byproduct, formation of ethyl amine, and it is the primary amine. Formation of primary amine takes place. Similar example, when 2-bromopropane is treated with alcoholic solution of ammonia, same reaction will take place. Nitrogen has lone pair of electrons, acts as a nucleophile, attacks on electron deficient carbon, and removal of this leaving group Br minus takes place, and we get the product, which is primary amine plus HBr, 2-aminopropane, and it is primary amine. Now we will see the Williamson synthesis. In Williamson synthesis, alkyl halides reacts with sodium alkoxide and formation of ether takes place. Now when the sodium metal is treated with dry alcohol, then formation of sodium alkoxide takes place. First we will see how these sodium alkoxides are formed. When any alcohol is treated with sodium metal, then replacement of this hydrogen atom of alcohol by sodium metal takes place, and we get it is RONA, it is sodium alkoxide plus hydrogen gas. Therefore we need to balance this reaction. In this way we get the formation of sodium alkoxide. Now this sodium alkoxide reacts with alkyl halide like this. Alkyl halide when treated with this sodium alkoxide, removal of this NaX and formation of our product ROR, that means ether, and it is NaX is the byproduct. Formation of ether takes place. This reaction is known as Williamson synthesis. Now we will take one example for the formation of symmetrical ethers as well as unsymmetrical ethers. Let's have an example. When methyl bromide is treated with sodium methoxide, then we know that removal of this NaBr and formation of our product CH3O CH3 plus, it is NaBr is the byproduct, it is dimethyl ether takes place. Again, when ethyl bromide is treated with sodium ethoxide, then formation, same reaction will take place. Same reaction will take place, and formation of the product is CH3 CH2O CH2 CH3 plus KBr is the byproduct. It is diethyl ether takes place. Both are the symmetrical ethers. That means both the sides of this oxygen atom has same alkyl groups. Methyl, methyl, dimethyl ether, diethyl ether. It is symmetrical ether. Now we will see the formation of unsymmetrical ether. For that we take the example of methyl bromide reacts with sodium salt of sodium ethoxide. Formation of the product, it is CH3O C2H5 plus it is NaBr is the byproduct. It is ethyl methyl ether. It is known as unsymmetrical ether. That means at the one side it is methyl group, at the other side it is ethyl group. It is known as unsymmetrical ether, and its name is ethyl methyl ether. Now we will see the action of potassium hydrogen sulfide on alkyl halides. When any alkyl halide, it is bromomethane, is treated with potassium hydrosulfide, and then formation of thiol takes place. That means CH3CH2SH plus KBr. It is ethyl thiol. Same reaction here. It dissociates into K plus SH minus. This SH minus acts as a nucleophile. It attacks on electron deficient carbon, and removal of this leaving group Br minus takes place, and we get the product ethyl thiol. Now, when action of potassium sulfide K2S, then the example is CH3CH2Br. Ethyl bromide reacts with K2S. The 1 mole of potassium sulfide is capable to react with 2 moles of alkyl halide, and we get the product. It is CH3CH2S CH2CH3 plus KBr 2 times, and it is diethyl thiol. Formation of diethyl thiol takes place. Second reaction, it is action of silver salt of fatty acids. Next it is action of silver salt of fatty acids. When silver salts of fatty acids are treated with alkyl halide, and we get the product is ester, like this. CH3 C double bond O Ag, silver acetate. When it is treated with ethyl bromide or bromomethane, we get the product. It is CH3 C double bond O CH2 CH3. It is ethyl acetate. It is an ester. That means when silver salt of fatty acid, that means it is silver acetate, is treated with alkyl halide, then formation of ester takes place like this. Next reaction, it is action of benzene. Action of benzene. It is also known as Friedel-Crafts reaction. When benzene reacts with alkyl halide in presence of Lewis acid like FeCl3, AlCl3, AlBr3, BF3, then formation of alkyl benzene takes place, and that reaction is known as Friedel-Crafts reaction. Like this benzene, when this benzene is treated with any alkyl halide, it is bromomethane benzene on reaction with bromomethane in presence of Lewis acid AlBr3, formation of alkyl benzene is takes place. This reaction is known as Friedel-Crafts reaction. Okay. Next reaction, it is action of sodium acetylide. Action of sodium acetylide. When alkyl halide is treated with sodium acetylide, then formation of higher alkynes takes place like this. It is C triple bond C minus Na plus. It is sodium acetylide. When this sodium acetylide reacts with any alkyl halide, suppose it is methyl bromide, then formation of higher alkynes. That means the attack of this nucleophilic carbon on this carbon atom takes place and removal of this leaving group Br minus takes place, and we get the product C triple bond C CH3. It is propyne. This formation of propyne plus NaBr is the byproduct. Again, sodium acetylide, it is treated with ethyl bromide. Same reaction will take place. Attack of this nucleophilic carbon on this carbon atom takes place and removal of this bromine Br minus as a leaving group takes place, and we get the product which is C triple bond C CH2 CH3 plus NaBr as a byproduct, and it is 1 butane. Okay. The next reaction we will see, it is elimination reactions of alkyl halides. When alkyl halides are treated with alcoholic KOH, then there is elimination reaction takes place and formation of unsaturated hydrocarbon, that means formation of an alkene takes place. In this reaction, the hydrogen atom from the beta carbon and the halogen atom from the alpha carbon are eliminated and formation of carbon-carbon double bond, that means formation of an alkene takes place. Therefore, this reaction is also known as beta elimination reaction. Let's take an example for this reaction. It is CH3 CH2 CH2 Br. It is 1 bromopropane. When this 1 bromopropane is treated with alcoholic KOH, it is alcoholic KOH, and we know that dissociation of KOH into K plus and this OH minus. Now this OH minus acts as a base and it abstracts the beta hydrogen atom. That means the hydrogen atom present on the beta carbon atom. Now we will see this carbon atom directly attached to a halogen atom, it is known as alpha carbon atom, and the carbon atom attached to alpha carbon atom, it is known as beta carbon atom, and the hydrogen atom present on that carbon atom, they are known as beta hydrogen atoms. Now we will see how this reaction takes place. I write this hydrogen like this. Now this OH minus from this alcoholic KOH solution takes this proton, and these electrons present in this bond are shifted towards this carbon-carbon single bond, formation of carbon-carbon double bond, and removal of this leaving group Br minus takes place, and we get the product, it is CH3 CH double bond CH2 plus KBr plus H2O as a byproduct. Formation of propene takes place. That means when alkyl halides are treated with alcoholic KOH, then elimination reaction takes place. That means the elimination of hydrogen atom from the beta carbon atom and halogen atom from the alpha carbon atom takes place. Formation of carbon-carbon double bond, that means the formation of an alkyl takes place. This reaction is also known as beta elimination reaction. Okay, now we will see the second example. CH3 CH2 CH Br CH3. Again it reacts with alcoholic KOH. Okay, now the carbon atom attached to a bromine atom, it is known as alpha carbon atom, and the carbon atom attached to a alpha carbon atom, it is known as beta carbon. Now there are two types of beta carbon. One it is methyl, another it is CH2. Therefore we will give it is beta, named as beta dash. We have two types of beta hydrogen. In this case, we get two types of the product. In one case, when the beta hydrogen atom is abstracted by this base or eliminated, then formation of double bond here and removal of this group takes place. In the second case, removal of this beta hydrogen, beta dash hydrogen, formation of double bond here in this carbon-carbon double bond takes place and removal of this group takes place. Therefore, we get two types of the products. When removal of beta hydrogen takes place, that means removal of this hydrogen, we get the product. It is CH3, CH2, CH double bond, CH2. It is one butene. And when removal of this beta dash hydrogen takes place, then the formation of double bond in between these two carbon atoms, and we get the product. It is CH3, CH double bond, CH, CH3. It is 2-butene. Formation of two types of the products. Because of two types of beta hydrogen are present, therefore we get one product which is 1-butene and second product which is 2-butene. Then one of the product is major product and one of the product is minor product. Then how to decide which product is major product? Therefore there is a rule. It is known as Saint-Zipf's rule. Saint-Zipf's rule. The Saint-Zipf's rule states that in an elimination reaction, the major product is obtained is the product which is more substituted. That means when we compare both the products, these double bonded carbon atoms, in this double bonded carbon atom there is only one alkyl substituent, and here in case of this double bonded carbon, this carbon atom has one alkyl substituent, this carbon atom has one alkyl substituent. Therefore there are two alkyl substituents present on the double bonded carbon atom. Therefore this double bonded carbon atom is more substituted. Therefore this product is obtained as a major product according to Saint-Zipf's rule. What does the Saint-Zipf's rule suggest? This rule states that in an elimination reaction, the alkene is obtained as a major product. That alkene should carry the large number of substituents or more number of substituents. That means it has two alkyl substituents, it has one alkyl substituents. Therefore this 2-butene is the major product and this 1-butene is the minor product. Okay. We will take another example for this elimination. It is CH3 CH Br CH2 CH2 CH3. It is 2 bromo pentane. When it is treated with alcoholic KOH, again there are two types of the beta hydrogen atoms. It is alpha carbon, it is beta, it is beta dash. Again we will get two types of the product. Out of that, one product is a major product according to Sedgwick's rule. In an elimination reaction, the more substituted alkene is obtained as a major product. Therefore, first we will go for removal of beta hydrogen and we get the product. It is CH3 CH double bond CH CH2 CH3. It is 2 pentene, and when removal of beta dash hydrogen takes place, we get the product. It is CH2 double bond CH CH2 CH2 CH3. It is 1 pentene. Then when we observe both the products, these alkene, that means the double bonded carbon atoms having the substituents, it is ethyl and methyl, two substituents. This double bonded carbon atom has only one alkyl substituent, propyl. Therefore, this alkene or this product is the major product according to Sedgwick's rule, and it is the minor product. Next, we will see the formation of Grignard reagent RMgX. These Grignard reagents are known as organometallic compounds. That means they contain a bond between the carbon and metal atom. It is known as organometallic compound. When these alkyl halides are treated with or reacted with magnesium metal in presence of a dry ether, then there is formation of RMgX. That means Grignard reagent takes place. Like this, when any alkyl halide RX, it is alkyl halide, is treated with magnesium metal in presence of dry ether as a solvent, then formation of a bond between the carbon, that means the alkyl group, and magnesium takes place. It is known as alkyl magnesium halide, and it is known as Grignard reagent. Okay, now we will see the example for this reaction. Ethyl bromide CH3 CH2 Br, when treated with magnesium metal in presence of dry ether, then we will get it is CH3 CH2 MgX. It is ethyl X means it is bromine, Br, ethyl magnesium bromide, and this is the Grignard reagent. Next reaction, it is Wurtz reaction. This reaction is generally used for the preparation of higher alkanes. When a mixture of an alkyl halide is treated with a sodium metal or zinc metal in presence of an ether as a solvent, then formation of higher alkanes takes place, and this reaction is known as Wurtz reaction. Now let's see the example. When methyl iodide is treated with 2 moles of methyl iodide treated with sodium metal, like this. 2 moles of methyl iodide when treated with sodium metal, then there is a reaction. takes place like this. For that we require 2 moles of sodium and we get the product. It is CH3 plus twice Na, sodium iodide. It is ethane. We start with single carbon alkyl halide, we get 2 carbon alkane, that means ethane. Same reaction when ethyl iodide reacts with another alkyl halide. When we use 2 different alkyl halides, one it is methyl iodide and another it is ethyl iodide. Another it is ethyl iodide. Then there are 3 possibilities of the product. In one possibility, 1 mole of methyl iodide reacts with another mole of same methyl iodide, formation of ethane will take place. Another possibility is 1 mole of methyl iodide can react with 1 mole of ethyl iodide and formation of propane, CH3, CH2, CH3 will take place. Another possibility is 1 mole of ethyl iodide reacts with another ethyl iodide molecule and formation of N-butane will take place. It is ethane, propane, and butane. This reaction of formation of higher alkane from alkyl halides using sodium or zinc metal, it is known as Wurtz reaction.